Favorite, I actually had this guy on my radio show a while back, is Chris Reed from Reed's Ginger Beer. You know the ginger ale people?
Yeah.
They make an anti-nausea product. It's little tiny cans for like pregnant women and chemo patients. And instead of popping these pills, and I'm not even going to name what it is because I'm so angry with this pill. Instead of popping these pills, I could have been cracking open a little can of ginger and drinking that. And ginger's not going to hurt me. You know, it's food. And so when you talk, by the way, Chris Reed also is on my website. So if you want to check that out, kmashow.com, because I want both of these up there because I don't want people to get addicted to stuff.
How many supplements are you popping a day?
I'm taking probably 12 different things, and some of them, like the mushrooms, I take 2 in the morning and 2 at night. I'm taking 2 curcumins, 500 milligrams each in the morning and 2 at night. I'm taking magnesium at night because one of the side effects of chemo is insomnia.
So you're taking megadoses, though, right?
It's not megadoses because curcumin, you know, I learned from Bharat Agrawal, you can take like a couple grams.
I take 500 milligrams a day.
Yeah, and, you know, he's been testing out as high as like 4 and 5 grams. And
that's like 4,000.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
And, you know, the mushrooms, the Coriolis that I was talking about, you know, they've tested that out up into the multiple grams as well. And
I assume it's an extract or it's dried, right?
Well, the thing about the mushroom, and there's a whole bunch of other, you know, my husband was telling me, well, don't send them just to any old Coriolis. Make sure it's mushroom science, because the way they extract it is the same way they do in Japan for the PSK and the same way they do in China historically for their use of mushrooms. You have to hot water extract it. In other words, you make it a tea. So even though they ate the mushrooms, if they wanted it for a medicinal purpose, they would put it in hot water and extract the goodness out of it because it melts the cell walls of the mushroom, turns it into a tea, and that releases the beta-glucans and the polysaccharides and the things in the mushroom supplement that boost and stimulate your immune system.
If you didn't increase your immune system, what do you think would happen?
Well, you know what happens to women, George, and this is awful, and I saw this happen to a lot of my friends who are going through breast cancer. You get the treatment. Afterwards, you get this Neulasta shot, $3,000 to boost your immune system artificially.
Does insurance cover that?
Yes, and not always, though. Some women
depends on what you have.
It depends on what you have, but that's a lot of money, and that's raising all of our insurance rates. But anyway, you know, it does work. It does work. I mean, it boosts your immune system, but it's doing it, you know, kind of through a hard jolt. And if your immune system does not come back up, that's when you see these women and these people getting hospitalized and having to quit the chemo. And that's when you see people getting secondary infections. They can wind up with pneumonia. They can wind up with skin infection. Anything that attacks the system will cause them to become ill. Now, that's not the cancer making them sick. That's secondary infections because the immune system is depressed. And that's why the most crucial thing, if you're to get through the cancer treatments, you know, and my doctor was always harping on me about this. You know, keep your immune system healthy. We're going to test you after every set. You know, we're going to look at your blood numbers. We're going to give you these shots. We're going to do all these things to keep your immune system up. And if you notice anything, and they would say, like, you know, a fever of over 100 degrees, you know, check into the emergency room immediately because, you know, you potentially won't have the resources to fight it off. And I'll tell you, Coriolis mushroom worked. I watched my numbers go from being abysmal and me being really scared and having, like, really being sick to I started taking the supplement and my numbers totally became normal. My oncologist was, like, blown away.
I was going to say, with everything you've done, what are they saying right now? Are they in shock?
They are, and this was the neat thing. My oncologist told me she's a wonderful, brilliant, compassionate, fabulous doctor. I love her. And she said, you know, Catherine, I have given you, I mentioned this earlier, she said, you are young. You are healthy. You have your whole life ahead of you, except for this cancer. And I didn't, you know, she didn't tell me this as I was doing it. She said, I have thrown at you more than I have thrown at any other patient in the last 5 years. And I said, why? And she said, because these treatments are life-saving, and because you are able to handle them. And that's why we can't give them to everybody, because not everybody can withstand the side effects. And she said, you have done beautifully. Your blood results are fabulous.
What are the side effects?
Well, that's what I'm talking about. The reduced immune function, the lowered white blood cell counts, raised liver numbers, which I'm countering by taking milk thistle. And, I want to write all this up, but your liver numbers shoot through the roof because your liver's processing poison.
Yeah.
And, everybody says, why would you want poison? Well, let me answer you this. If you've got a burglar in your house, don't you want a gun?
It would be nice.
If you've got cancer in your body, don't you want to poison it? See, this is what people don't get. The poison destroys the cancer. You can see it in woman after woman. Ask any woman who has had neoadjuvant chemotherapy what happened to her tumor, and she'll say it was the size of a softball, and when they were done, it was gone.
But does it just destroy the tumor?
Well, yes. It destroys all the fast-growing cells. And tumors, that's what characterizes them. They grow super fast. Your other fast-growing cells, the other parts of your body that get compromised by this, and here's where I think I've hit on like the middle ground solution here. The things that get compromised and attacked by that are things that you can offset. And here's where all of the alternative treatments, all of the nutritional supplements, and what you called stuff from nature, which I call stuff from God's green earth.
Well, probably one and the same.
That's where all that comes in. And so you say, okay, what did God make? Well, he made mushrooms, and he made milk thistle, and he made turmeric.
He made just about everything on this planet to solve every other ailment. I think the diseases that we haven't cured, like AIDS, they can cure when they find the right things on this planet. Stay with us. We're going to come back in just a moment here on Coast to Coast AM with Catherine Albrecht. Her websites are linked up at coasttocoastam.com. It's an hour of phone calls now as we talk about alternative medicine and also privacy issues, as you heard us talk about the situation with Google, for example. So we are all next with you on Coast to Coast AM.
I hope you're enjoying this.
I
just wanted to check in. I'm all tidied up, ready to go out and hook up, at least see where it's going. I can make a couple of preliminary spots on the ground. But I hope you're enjoying the show. And if these are my nieces and nephews, I hope you had a good day in school today by the time you see this. And I hope you learned a lot. And I hope you're paying attention, because you have your whole life to do all the other stuff. You're in school now to do some learning and to get smarter. And I hope you are taking advantage of it. And I know you are, because you're all very smart. And I'm very fortunate because my family is not a bunch of dummies. I appreciate that. In any case, that will be all. Have a beautiful day and enjoy your living. All right. Bye-bye.